Hello and welcome to Always Elite. Today we'll be reviewing the New Japan Pro Wrestling Climax 29 pay-per-view that happened on Saturday. Now, for those of you that don't know what the G1 is, it's a tournament with 20 people, 20 wrestlers, split up into two blocks of 10 wrestlers each. Now they will wrestle 9 matches each in their own block. They score points by 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss. At the end of the round robin, the winner from Block A and the winner from Block B will face off in the finals in August. Now, this one was in Dallas, Texas, which the G1 has never been in the United States before. And according to sources, they will be back again for another round of G1 probably next year. Now, the winner of the tournament gets a shot at the World Champion at Wrestle Kingdom next January. The first match on the card, though, was Roppongi 3K versus Gorillas of Destiny. Sho and Yo versus Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Now, I'm only going to go over some of the finer points in these matches, so bear with me. There was a spot where Gorillas of Destiny tried to attack Roppongi 3K right away, but they were ready for him and knocked them both out of the ring. There's lots of great tag team wrestling here, lots of double team moves and everything else. There wasn't too much into this match. It was a standard, tag match until near the end. I mean, Roppongi 3K, towards the end of the match, Roppongi 3K backcracker into a Yakuza kick to Tama. Then they come back and Gorillas of Destiny's super power bomb to Sho. God wins in 6 minutes. Now the second match on the card was a tag team match. Ren Narita and Jeff Cobb versus Shota Umino and Tomohiro Ishii. Now if you haven't seen any of these guys wrestle before, they're very good at what they do, especially Ishii. Before the match even starts, Ishii and Cobb have words before the match because they're going to face off in the Block B over in Japan next week in the G1 tournament. Test the power and strength between the two of them, each running shoulder blocks into each other. And no one falls down. They do this, I believe 3 times each. Ishii no-sells a drop kick and shoulder tackles Cobb. Cobb goes down. Ishii then no-sells forearms from the Narita, which, if you don't know Ishii, he's probably the second best guy on the planet to no-sell things. It's great. I think it's wonderful to see somebody no-sell anything. It shouldn't happen all the time. It should be saved. But as long as it's just one person doing it, that would be alright. And then there was a spot where Narita actually suplexed Ishii. Ren is a very small powered guy. He's very, very small. And he powered up Ishii to get him into the suplex. And I'll tell you what, Ishii is no small potato. Then Jeff Cobb, deep 60 Ishii. If you don't know what a deep 6 is, go ask Baron Corbin. He'll show you. To exchange forearms back and forth and back and forth. Yet again, no selling at all. Shota suplexes Cobb. Small guys are showing their power in this match. Umino is no big guy either. He's very small. Cobb tore the islands to Shota to swinging power slam, basically. Very forceful. He actually does because he's a big guy, so he can put a lot of force behind him. Cobb pins Shota in 7 minutes. After the match, Ishii and Cobb have words yet again, exchange blows over and over for about 2 minutes. They try to separate them, but it just doesn't happen. The next match was a tag team match from Bullet Club. Jay White and Chase Owens versus Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi. Pretty standard tag match. There wasn't much here. to this. It was pretty standard, but the Bullet Club was being the Bullet Club, and they were cheating along the way. But they still didn't pick up the victory. There was a GTR, which pretty much means go to rest. It's a downward clothesline into a knee. Pretty sick move. Goto pins Owens in about 8 minutes. Now the next match was a 6-man tag. It was Jushin Thunder Liger, Juice Robinson, and Toru Yano versus Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Tetsu Naito. All of LIJ, who is Bushi, Shingo, and Tetsu, was beating up Liger for the first 5 minutes of the match, and they're trying to take off his mask too. Liger's very proud of that mask. He's been wearing it for a very long time. And speaking of Liger, he's on his retirement tour right now, which will end at Wrestle Kingdom in January. That'll be his final match. It was sad to see him go, but he's been wrestling for probably 25 plus years now, at least. I don't know actually how long he's been wrestling, but he was a big star in Mexico, came to the United States, went to Japan, and he's been wrestling forever. Shingo gory special into a face buster to Juice Robinson. That was pretty ugly. Juice took that one right square in the face when he got planted. Yano pushes Bushi into the referee, and he gives Bushi a low blow, and then rolls up pin in about 8 minutes. I think that's hilarious because Yano is not a wrestler. He doesn't look like one. At least he doesn't portray one. He's more of a bookseller, which kind of is funny. Then we go to the A block matches, which are the rest of the matches on the card. These all count. All the winners get 2 points. Draws are 1 point. Losses are 0 points. So every point matters. Now, it was Lance Archer versus Will Ospreay. This was what this tournament's all about. There was long exchanges, and I'll tell you what, it was one of the better matches I'd seen of the night, outside of the main event, obviously. Before the match, Archer knocks out Young Lions at ringside. I think that was a pretty ballsy move to do, but we'll see. As soon as Ospreay enters the ring, Archer charges Ospreay, gives him a standing Spanish fly. So much for a surprise from Archer. Archer chokeslammed Ospreay through a table on the outside. It looked pretty ugly to me. Then I think Archer mocks The Undertaker after that, because when they get back into the ring, he grabs a hold of Ospreay's arm, climbs up the ropes, and walks the ropes, and then delivers the arm smash. I don't know. If you don't know about the Undertaker, he does live in Texas, so he wasn't too far away. If he wasn't at the event itself, which he could have been, you never know. Archer gives Ospreay a buckle bomb, and then when Ospreay comes off the corner, puts him into a last ride power bomb. Gee, if that's not ironic, I don't know if he's paying homage or he's just being a jerk. But I think that's pretty disrespectful to take 2 moves from a person who lives in that area. Archer then gives Ospreay a apron bomb, which looked pretty nasty. Then they get back in the ring after a while. Archer muscle buster to Ospreay, which looked pretty cool considering his size. He's 6'7", and he's pretty tall, so he was up there quite a ways. Then Ospreay gets on the top rope and does a top rope Spanish fly. Archer with a top rope blackout. Archer Iron Claw pinned. He wins in 18 minutes and receives 2 points, while Ospreay gets 0. After the match, he Iron Claws the Young Lions, trying to help Ospreay out of the ring, which I think is another jerk move. Now the next match on the card was Evil versus Bad Luck Fale. I have to say that Bad Luck Fale is very, very large. I'd say he's probably pushing 400 pounds. Easy. just by the look of them. But you never know. I don't know his official weight, because they don't give those when they do the announcements. Match starts outside the ring. Fale beats up Evil outside for quite a while. And then Evil barely beats the 20 count. Yes, in case you didn't know, New Japan uses a 20 count and not a 10 count. Evil wraps a chair around Fale's neck and pushes him into the ring post. You know, they do that spot a lot in some other places. Not here, this is different. But now in tourney matches, the referees are very lenient. As long as this stuff happens outside the ring, they usually won't call for a DQ. I mean, why not? It's a tournament match. It means a lot, because this is one of the toughest tournaments a wrestler could ever hope to get into. Some people want in, some people don't, because it is so brutal. And it is a lot of work for a short amount of time. Ref gets knocked out. Evil takes chair, puts it on Fale's neck, but Fale throws the chair at him. Gives Evil a low blow. Takes chair, puts it around Evil's neck, takes the other chair and smacks Evil right in the head. What it looked like it was right in the head, but on the replay he hit the chair. So it was probably even worse than it was. Fale pins Evil in about 12 minutes. So Fale gets 2 points and Evil gets none. The next Block A match was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Sonata. This one was an interesting one because I like both of them. They're very good at what they do. Their styles are very distinct. Zack Sabre Jr. likes to do the, joint manipulation, the British style, and Sonata is more towards the high-flying and Mexican style lucha libre stuff. But they can do, the best of the best, because right at the beginning, for the first 5 minutes of the match, it was chain wrestling and counters here, everywhere, and everything. It was great. I actually enjoyed this match. As long as it was, I enjoyed the match. There wasn't too much to discuss about it, but it was a lot of chain wrestling and a lot of counters. It's not a Paradise Lock to Zack on the ropes. He actually Paradise locked him on the ropes, so he couldn't move. And then he just decides to drop kick him right in the head. Ouch. Then to end the match, Sonata TKO to Zack Sabre Jr. Sonata wins. Well, there was a little more to the match, but it wasn't that important. The match lasted 21 minutes. Sonata gets 2 points, Zack Sabre Jr. gets 0. Now the next one was Ibushi versus Kenta. If you don't know who Kenta was, he was in WWE for about 5 years. It's Hideo Itami. I mean, his run there was pretty lackluster. Granted, I know he got injured and all that other stuff, but they didn't use him quite right. At least in my opinion, they didn't. But as soon as the match starts, Kenta slaps Ibushi, which really didn't have no effect. Ibushi slaps Kenta back, and Kenta just falls into a heap on the mat. He slapped him that hard, the whole arena heard him. Kenta hangs Ibushi on the guardrail, climbs to the top rope, and comes down with a double stomp to the neck, which didn't look pretty at all. Because when Ibushi came through and went to fall off, he actually smacked his face against the guardrail. So I don't know if that was intended or not, but that's what happened. Kenta then gives the coup de grace to Ibushi on the inside of the ring, which I thought was an interesting thought and move. Ibushi last ride powerbomb to Kenta. Kenta GTS and then pins Ibushi. If you don't know what the GTS is, go to sleep. Basically a falling knee strike. He wins in about 21 minutes. Kenta 2 points, Ibushi gets none. Then we get to the main event, which I've been anticipating for a while, because over the last 7 years, I believe they've had 11 matches against each other. This would be number 12. They've had quite a few. 6, I think, in the G1. This makes 7, I believe. This is one I've been waiting for, and this is one that everybody was anticipating. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada. Hey, I got his name right for the first time. Match starts with forearm exchanges, back and forth, no effect. Okada spikes Tanahashi with a DDT on the floor. Later, Okada puts his foot on Tanahashi and asks for the ref to count, and he didn't count. Red Shoes is very stern, and he then proceeded to bump Red Shoes like, "What are you doing? Do your job." I thought it was kind of interesting. Tanahashi dragon screw leg whip through the ropes to Okada. That looked like it hurt a little bit, because Okada didn't go through the ropes. There was nowhere for him to go, and he just ran right into the ropes. Okada then hits Tanahashi with a flapjack. And then Okada cradle neck breaker to Tanahashi, which looked ugly. It looked really, really bad, because he was holding his neck after that. So I don't know if that's an actual injury or not. Tanahashi gives the Texas Cloverleaf to Okada, who escapes at the bottom rope. Chicken. But I like Okada. I don't know. Tanahashi working on Okada's knee, two inverted dragon screw leg whips. If you don't know what that is, instead of being standing up and doing the dragon screw, they're laying down, and he just wrenches on the foot and turns them over on the mat. It's pretty ugly. Okada tombstone pile driver. Then he gives 2 rainmakers to Tanahashi. Tanahashi dragon suplex to Okada. It looked ugly because he landed high on his neck. It was pretty bad. And then Okada gives Tanahashi a spinning tombstone pile driver. And then he gives him another rainmaker. Okada pins Tanahashi in 22 minutes. Okada 2 points, Tanahashi 0. So as it stands right now, 5 guys have 2 points, and the other 5 have 0. Archer, Fale, Sonata, Kenta, and Okada all have 2. Ospreay, Evil, Zack Sabre Jr., Ibushi, and Tanahashi have 0. Now, Block B will start in 1 week in Japan. I will try to cover them if I can, because the rest of them are all day after day after day until we get to the finals. So all the rest of the block matches will happen starting I believe next Saturday, and they will continue on for the next, I believe, 17 days, and then they'll have the finals on the 18th day, which is a lot. That's a lot of stuff. But we'll try to cover it, and I'll keep you updated on the points if I can. I'll just come by every couple days and update you on what's going on. But later on today is a Slammiversary pay-per-view from Impact Wrestling. Now I will cover that tomorrow in a review. So until then, always be elite.